Welcome and Metal. This is the story of a person who discovered the vast possibilities of the internet and thus turned his life upside down. A story about hate, bullying, and incredible life choices. This is the story of Drachenlord. The Drachenlord, real name Rainer Winkler, was born on August 2nd, 1989 in Neustadt an der Aisch, a small German city in central Franconia in the state of Bavaria. He grew up with his younger sister in their parents' house in Altschauerberg, close to Neustadt an der Aisch and Nürnberg. His father, Rudolf Winkler, also known as Rudi, worked as a truck driver, while his mother, Rita Winkler, was a housewife. Not much is known about his early life. Most of the information is based on statements by Rainer himself. It should be noted here that there are hardly any possibilities to fact-check this information. When Rainer was about 1 year old, he became seriously ill. According to his statement, with a temperature of 41 to 42 degrees Celsius. However, he was not admitted to a hospital by his mother and survived the illness at home. Rainer still attended kindergarten in Emskirchen, while all other children in Rainer's age were then enrolled in the Emskirchen Elementary School. However, since Rainer was born in August and thus during the German summer holidays, it was not until he was 7 years old that he started school. Before that, however, according to his statements, his mother Rita arranged for Rainer to take a school enrollment test. As a result of this, he then had to attend a special educational support center. He was reportedly diagnosed with both dyslexia and ADD. At this point, however, it should be noted that the relationship between Rainer and his mother is very tense. It is therefore questionable whether one can believe Rainer's explanation that his mother asked for the school enrollment test. It is also possible that Rainer already showed behavioral problems in kindergarten, and that is why Rita was advised to have him tested. School enrollment was very difficult for Rainer, because he didn't know anyone at the special educational school and would much rather have visited the elementary school with the other children in Emskirchen. This led to a kind of defiant reaction in him. Quote, "I then acted like a pig for 2 or 3 years. Later, Rainer would also repeatedly claim to having been bullied. Not only did his status as a special school student make him an easy target for teasing from the other children in Emskirchen, he also hardly made any connections in school and was always an outsider. He also attributes his frequent absences from class to these circumstances, which culminated in the fact that he was on sick leave almost continuously for a year. In the 5th, 6th and 7th grade, he was absent at least one day almost every week. Subjects such as German and math in particular caused problems for Rainer. According to his own statements, he was more interested in subjects like history, social studies and geography. The school in Bad Windsheim that Rainer attended focuses on learning, language and emotional social development, from which it can be concluded that Rainer had serious problems in one or more of these areas even as a child. On July 21st, 2006, he received his individual qualification. That means no secondary qualification from the Bad Windsheim Special Education Center. This certificate shows that there were some conflicts with classmates and that he had problems integrating into the class community. In addition, he often stayed away from classes. In the subject of sports, this happened so often that his performance was rated as unsatisfactory, which is the worst grade possible in Germany. For a long time after his graduation, he could not find a job, but in the end a company employed him. After he worked for the company for about 1 year, his grandmother died unexpectedly. Half a year later, fate struck again. His father, Rudi Winkler, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Rainer would claim again and again that he was influenced by his father. Although he describes the relationship as not loving and mentioned that there were problems and arguments between the two for years, quote, "My dad and so and I didn't get along so well, but I have no problem with the way it was." Allegedly, Rudi, in a fit of anger, even threw a hammer at Rainer and just barely missed him. Nevertheless, Rudi shaped Rainer's ideals and serves as a kind of role model for him. Rainer also claims to have gained practical experience through his father, for example in various forest work, such as felling trees. A point of contention between Rudi and Rainer was the internet. Throughout his life, Rudi had not allowed the house to have an internet connection, although Rainer really wanted it. On July 2nd, 2011, his father Rudi died in a hospital at the age of 57 as the result of his prostate cancer. A week before his death, Rainer had an internet connection set up in the house. Rainer then inherited his parents' house after his father's death, including a barn and some other buildings on the property. It is also said that Rainer inherited a large sum of money from Rudi. According to Rainer, his mother and sister moved out of the house about a month after their father's death, because his mother already had a new boyfriend. They left Rainer and his grandmother behind, who was in need of care, and a lot of animals like a dog, pigeons and a horse. Unable to cope with the situation, he arranged for his grandmother to be transferred to a nursing home and also took no proper care of the animals. It is important to mention here that we only know Rainer's partially contradictory account of the events surrounding his father's death. No statements about the incidents are known from his mother or sister, and only few from third parties like nurses of the grandmother and neighbors. Well, at just 21 years of age, life began for Rainer without parental authority, alone in a big house. How would he deal with this newfound freedom? What would he do with his upcoming life? The stage was now set for the Drachenlord, as we know him today.